Okay, good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? We are today on June the 10th. My name is Javier, and I'm the coordinator of Multilingual Program. I'm very, very happy and thrilled to have you here. This afternoon, we have Professor Elsa Restrepo, and she will be with you on this great topic about sleep and forgetfulness. Am I right, Elsa?
Yes, sleep and forgetfulness. That's
Good.
right.
But why did you decide to talk about this topic?
That is a question that I want students to answer me. So I want them to tell me what they are expecting. Yes.
Good. So I will not spoil the
No,
meeting,
please not.
okay? But I'm
Okay.
very sure that you will have great comments from your participants today.
I hope so. Mhm.
Yes, on the chat, I just wrote to you the link. Please, the teacher will remind you of this. So you could, at the end of the event, evaluate this activity, not only in terms of resources and knowledge and everything, but also on the speaker. I know for sure she will do a great job, as she has done that before. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Professor. We are honored to have you again. And
Thank you.
I see a lot of names that, I mean, many of these people come every month.
Oh, they are faithful.
Absolutely. I mean, they are like part of the family anyway.
Oh, great. Welcome again.
So thank you very much for trusting School of Languages, for trusting Multilingua. And of course, Professor, it's an honor to have you here and working as a team. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Okay. Okay, guys. So as I told Javier, I just want to start by asking you, why do you think this talk today is called Sleep and Forgetfulness? What do you expect from this title, to say this some way? Does someone want to speak, please? Oh, Lorena, come on. Tell me, what do you expect from this session?
Well, I think it's about what you dream,
Yeah,
and when you wake up, you don't remember what did you dream, and sometimes it's like frustrating because it was a nice dream. I think that
yeah,
it's this the session
yeah,
is
yeah.
related to it.
You're right. Part of it is related to that. Okay, good. Anybody else who wants to express ideas of what this title suggests? Let's say, Daniela, please.
Oh yeah, hi professor.
Hi,
So
thank
I
you.
think that you're gonna be talking about the importance of a good night's of sleep and how it is related to memory retention, probably.
Okay, yeah, it is
And
also related. That's a good
okay,
point. Thank you, Daniela.
thank you.
Okay, sleep and forgetfulness is the topic today. So, any other comment? Eh, Sleep and forgetfulness, Luz Adriana. Sleep and forgetfulness. What do you think this is about? Well, let's start. I'm going to share the screen. Uh, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to share and let's start by watching these images. But first, let me see what, okay, the topic, what is in the chat. Okay, let's start by watching these images and let me know what they suggest. So, for example, initially you see a little child. It seems to be a girl who is sleeping with a pet, with a cat. Yes. You also see two pets sleeping together, a couple. You see a woman who fell asleep because probably she was very tired. And another woman that is like very relaxed, sleeping near, it seems to be the sea, the sea water, sorry. Other pets, cats, a family of cats sleeping together, and alone a man sleeping on his bed, and a homeless person sleeping in the street in a very hard position, a father with his baby, and a woman sleeping. I don't know, based on her face, she seems to be relaxed and deeply dreaming. So, what do you think? How well do these people sleep according to what you see where they are sleeping in and the way they are sleeping alone, with company, um, the space? What do you think about it? How well do they sleep?
Good afternoon, Elsa.
Good afternoon.
I think the student woman, she looks very uncomfortable,
You're right.
and
Of
I think
course.
that's all.
Yeah, she's very uncomfortable. Probably she overworked, overstudied, so she has underslept, and then she fell asleep. Yes, in not a good position. Good.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Juan Camilo, go ahead.
I think the homeless man doesn't have a good dream, or he's not sleeping really well because he's like on a stairs, right?
That's right. Yes, and he must have been very, very tired if he was able to sleep in that way. Yes.
So it
Yes,
doesn't seem like really comfortable.
of course. Yes, it seems to be. Thank you, Juan Camilo. Any other comment?
I'd like to
Yeah.
talk about.
Daniela, Fernanda, did you raise your hand or you forgot
Oh,
to?
I left it. I left it.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
okay, don't worry. Okay, go ahead. Docencia Ingeniería. What's your name?
Um, are you talking about Docencia Ingenia?
Yeah. What is your name? Because I don't see a name, but program name. What's your name?
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know why I'm using my cell phone.
Okay.
So thank you very much. So sometimes I usually work in a library.
Yeah.
Nearby Universidad Nacional, and I usually take these kind of naps. And those kind of naps helps me a lot. So probably this girl on her desktop,
Yeah.
on her desk, is just probably she's just taking a nap. It's not like
Probably okay. Probably she didn't fall asleep, but just she made a decision of taking a nap. Okay.
yeah, exactly. And then this is one of the things I would like to mention. I would like to put on the table, because sometimes a brief nap right after lunch or right after you feel very tired when you are working so hard, or when you have been like reading a lot and you feel tired, and then you don't feel like continuing studying, you don't feel like continuing reading anymore. Taking a nap, like a 10 minutes nap in that position, in my particular case, helps a lot.
A lot. Yes, it's a relief. Of course, it is. We need it. We need it. But a nap cannot last more than 20 minutes. Yes. Okay. Thank you. What is your name again?
Mario Lopez.
Mario, thank you so much. Miguel, what about you? What do you think? What do you want to comment of these images?
Thank you, teacher. I think the two doggies seems to be very comfy there. Also for the cats, the same for the cats.
Yeah.
It seems, I think that animals, they tend to sleep in a very comfy way.
You're right.
Because I have two dogs, And when they sleep, they used to sleep in a very particular way that is a kind of, you say, provocativo, is kind of
appealing.
yes.
And it's cozy, is, as you say, coffee, and it is like they seem to be very or deeply asleep. Yes, so very relaxed.
Yeah.
I also have pets. I have 7 pets, and when I see my cats sleeping, I envy them. I envy them. And when I see my dogs, I think that cats are more relaxing than dogs, but all of them sleep much better than us human beings. Thank you, Miguel. Harry, what about you? What do you think?
Hi, good afternoon. I'd like to talk about the man who is sleeping with the baby. I
Yeah.
think that probably he hasn't been able to sleep well lately because the baby often wakes up late at night. So he's trying to kind of sleep now with the baby because he's really tired.
You're right. Yes. Are you a father?
No, I'm not, but I can imagine how that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it is a torture. So of course we do it with love, but it's a torture. It's something really hard. Yes.
Yeah, I can
Because
imagine.
we have to be all the time attentive to our baby's wellness. Yes.
Yeah, I can
Well-being.
imagine.
Yeah. Thank you, Harry. Luz Adriana, any comment?
Hello.
Hello.
I sleep a lot. My position is relaxed and I sleep alone all night.
You
No,
prefer to sleep alone?
I alone is very fantastic.
Yeah.
Sometimes with my boyfriend is delicious.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes.
and no animal, no.
No animals. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you prefer to sleep alone. It's more comfortable. Nelly wants to speak, but she doesn't know how to raise the hand. But okay, go ahead, Nelly.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, I asked to everybody have a different form of type sleep. For example, is very different between a person, an animal, and etc. And I think that it's very important to have a good sleep.
Of course, yes, you're right. And but the conditions, under which conditions? For example, in the bed, or for example, the woman who is sleeping near the water, probably she's very relaxed. She just sleep for a while, but it's very relaxing because of the sound of the waters and receiving the sunlight. But of course, it's not going to last so much. Okay, Diana Milena, go ahead. Diana?
By nature.
By nature. What do you see, my dear? Diana, do you have problems with your phone, your
No.
microphone?
No.
Okay.
Can you hear me right now?
Okay.
Okay, the cat.
Okay. Now something is not working.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The day and night. So they sleep very well. And some dogs that when they
No, yes, go ahead.
When dogs sleep, they don't sleep well because nightmares and they move their legs.
Yeah.
But
depending on they have on the fact of having some nightmares, is what you mean. Sometimes the dream is no tranquil, is
not pleasant,
no calm, no peaceful. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, Tito, let's comment about this to continue with another slide. Tito, tell me.
Thank you, teacher. Hi, everyone. My case, teacher, is no is possible the sleep because in my case is the wet what type the nose the wake it up. It's impossible for me to take sleep and is ¿cómo se dice? Insomnio. What would you say insomnio?
Insomnia. Insomnia.
Insomnia, yeah. And occasionally an insomnia for me.
Insomnia.
Is necessary to prepare the space for the sleep. Thank you, teacher.
That's right. Yes, that is part of the topic today. So let's continue with another slide. Now, let's talk initially about healthy sleep. Yes, and then at the end we will go back to the title, sleep and forgetfulness. Yes, so let's go step by step. So in order to have some vocabulary, to sleep-related vocabulary to be prepared for the discussion, let me talk about these phrases. Let me see. Phrasal verbs that we usually use, the redundance, we use related to sleep. Wake up, yes. Tito, can you read please aloud what wake up is, what wake up means? Who has the microphone open? Can you please silence the microphone? Someone has the microphone activated.
Teacher, do you take control for the
Excuse me? Well, sorry. Someone please who has the microphone activated, can you please turn it off? Okay, I'm going to read aloud. So some related vocabulary. So wake up is when we stop sleeping or when we make someone stop sleeping. We usually set the alarm clock to wake up at certain time and then we get up. What time do you usually wake up? And what time do you usually get up? Liz, please, can you turn off the microphone, Liz? Liz, can you turn on? Okay. Okay. My question is, what time do you usually wake up? Okay, let's say Juan Camilo.
When I'm not working or studying, I usually wake up like at 9 a.m.
9.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I get up like in 50 minutes after that.
What do you do while you stay in bed during those 15 minutes?
I reflect or...
Yeah, okay, you reflect, it's okay.
Sometimes, or I check my cell phone.
Okay.
Sometimes I respond some messages.
Okay.
Yeah. I read a book sometimes.
Okay, good. Thank you. What about Daniela?
Well, I usually wake up at 8 a.m., but normally I take a nap every afternoon. There's nothing that compares with take a nap in the afternoon.
It's nice. It's good. I envy you because I cannot do it. Okay. And so you wake up, but then you get up immediately, or do you stay in bed for a while?
I try to get up immediately.
Immediately. Okay.
Immediately.
Okay, good. Tito, what about you?
Thank you. In my case, I the alarm the 6 a.m. for the wake up, and wait 5 minutes or 10 minutes for the get up.
Okay, so yes, you sleep in, that is the second phrasal verb, you sleep in for 10 minutes, yes?
Okay,
Sleep in means sleep longer than wanted. We usually sleep in, no, sorry, that is another meaning. That is, there is another, stay in bed for a while. So you stay in bed for a while, you stay about 10 minutes, yes? Okay. And some of you sleep in, so probably on Sundays or Saturdays, because probably you have not to wake up early for studying or for working. On which days do you sleep in? Daniela.
Excuse me, I forget to bajar la mano.
To get the hand down, okay. Well, Tito, do you forget to, do you leave the hands or you need to speak in this moment?
Excuse me.
Okay, the hand is okay.
No, okay.
Okay, good. Does anybody else want to speak? Drop off is what you saw the girl sleeping on the desk with her head on the desk. Is probably she dropped off, fall asleep easily without intending to, yes? Like she kept dropping off at her desk. Sorry, she kept dropping off at her desk. I'll go off, go off. It's like a ring. I've set the alarm clock to go off at 6 a.m. Yes. So do you want to, or do you like to set in the alarm clock, or do you prefer to wake up naturally without any alarm clock? What about the other participants? Okay, go ahead, Camilo, Juan Camilo.
I prefer to wake up with like naturally because if I put an alarm in the afternoon, I'm going to be like all the time tired, sleepy, and that's difficult for me because in that way I cannot study really well.
So that means that you prefer to work according to your circadian watch is the word? Circadian. In Spanish, circadian, or the biological clock.
True.
Your natural rhythm, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And sleep right through till lunchtime. So can you stay in bed till lunchtime? Can you? I think that young people can do it. In my case, I can't.
I think I can do it, but if I sleep, if I get
You stayed up till late last night.
yeah, if I still
Stayed
like
up. Here
late
is
up,
stay up.
if I stay up until too late, I can sleep until midday. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, Nelly, what about you? What do you think? What is your case? Sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can we use drop off? For example, can we use that for when we am going to sleep and finally we don't we can't do anything more?
Let me.
Or not.
Drop off is when you have not made the decision.
But always in the day or in the night too?
It could be also at night, yes.
Okay.
Yes, but it's something that you cannot manage. So you're so tired that you fall asleep. You drop off, yes?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Brandon, go ahead. What is your case?
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
In my case, for example, with a sleep draw, in the weekend, when I am very very tired.
Yeah.
And I prefer a sleep for a long time. For example, in many cases, many many days, I sleep um, next to lunch. For example, um, in the weekend, for the general, I didn't eat my breakfast.
Oh, because you are sleeping.
Yes.
Okay, so you say on weekends, when we refer to days, the preposition that we use is on. So you say on weekends.
Okay, yes, I remember.
So that means that on weekends you skip your breakfast. Skip, that means that you don't take your breakfast. Yes, you don't have breakfast. Skip, cuando decimos paso por alto, me salto el desayuno. So
Yes.
on weekends you skip your breakfast because you are sleeping. Okay, good.
No.
Okay, thank you. Any of these expressions, is it new for you, or do you know all these expressions? Those of, for example, go to sleep, especially when you did not intend to. Sorry, I must have dozed off for a few minutes. This happens, for example, when you are driving. Let's say that you have been driving for a long time and you feel tired and you prefer to like taking a nap, because otherwise probably you get an accident. Yes, so you decide to doze off. Is it clear?
Teacher, isn't like a drop off.
This is, here it seems that you made the decision, doze off. You didn't intend it, but you make the decision, yes? But here is you didn't make the decision. Probably you fall asleep unintentionally and you didn't know. Oh, when you wake up, you say, oh, I fell asleep and I didn't realize. So it's something that happens without making the decision. While this, it is not initially intended, but you make the decision, as the example I gave you. So you are driving a car, you feel tired, and you consider that it's prudent to stop and sleep for a while. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Okay. Lie down, we can lie down in or on any place, for example, on the sofa, or I lie down in my hamaca. I like to lie down in my hammock, but this person is lying down on the sofa, right? To lie down, especially in this position. Stay up, as we used it before, is when you stay awake for a long time and you go to bed very late. You stay up till late, for example. Yes, we stayed up half the night talking. Yes, okay. Let's continue with another slide. Now,
teacher, stay up is like trasnochar, no?
That's right. Yes, that's okay. Right. So, if I ask, how well do you sleep? Think about the latency is like the sleep latency is la latencia del sueño. That means that the hours you spend sleeping. Yes. How many hours do you usually sleep? Are they enough for you? And nighttime sleep habits. Which are your nighttime sleep habits? If you have any trouble falling asleep. Can you read well? Yes. Can you read well?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So in order to answer this question, how well do you sleep? Keep in mind these aspects: nighttime sleep habits, trouble falling asleep, staying asleep. Probably you fall asleep, but suddenly you wake up and you stay awakened for a long time. Or how long do you stay asleep? This is important to know it. Sleep latency and duration, that is, you are like inactive. Latency, you are like inactive because sleep is for that, for being inactive in order to rest, and the duration of that sleep. Nighttime sleep disruptions, if you have any nighttime sleep disruptions, or if you usually wake up early, not because of your will. Will means voluntad, not because of your will, but because you simply cannot continue sleeping even though you need more sleep. For example, in my case, I have to go to bed early. I have to go to bed before 10. I usually fall asleep at about 9:30 because if I fall asleep after 10, let's say 11, 12, 1 a.m., anyways, even though I stay up till late, next day at 6 or by the latest at 7, I am awakened. Then it is just 6 hours. And for me, 6 hours is not enough. Yes, for some people it is enough, but for me it's not. So that is what each one has to take into account when considering this question. How well do you sleep? So this guy seems to be sleeping comfortably, relaxing, and without any nighttime sleep disruptions. Yes. So, Natalia, do you want to participate? How well do you sleep?
Yes, teacher, but before I would like to ask something, if I
Yes.
can. I knew expression to say that someone is asleep easily, oversleep. Is that the same that drop off?
Oversleep is not the same. Oh, over is, sorry, you made me remember that before answering this question, let me show you something different in order to answer Natalia's question and to work on this. So we were working on this vocabulary, but it's also useful to know about some affixes. Affixation is those part of a word that go together with the root of the base, the root of the word, sorry. It could be at the beginning or at the end. If that particle part of the word goes at the beginning, is a prefix. But if that particle goes at the end, it's a suffix. So there are some useful suffixes and prefixes that are very important to increase our vocabulary. For example, nes. Nes converts or change words into nouns. For example, you say happy. Happy is an adjective, but if you say happiness, is a noun. Felicidad. You say sad is an adjective, but if you say sadness, is tristeza, is a noun. Yes. And then in this vocabulary we're going to use, you're going to see so recurrent these suffixes. For example, nes, les. Les means without, that is the contrary of full, that means with. So, for example, helpless, or for example, you say useless, that means inútil, sin uso. Or if you say useful, that means útil, con mucho uso. And answering to Natalia's question, over is a prefix. When you say oversleep, over means too much, too much. It has a negative connotation. Oversleep means que has dormido mucho. But the contrary is under. If you say, I underslept, last night I underslept, then I feel so tired, too tired. Yes. So under is too little, over is too much, under is too little. They have negative connotation. Is it clear, Natalia?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
Okay.
And what was the question? I
So
forget.
now, before going back to the question, there is another question here. How do you feel when you oversleep? For example, Natalia, you can answer that. When you oversleep, how do you feel?
Yeah, in my case, for example, I can sleep through or oversleep because I always get a headache. So that's the reason for what I put always the alarm to make sure that I'm going to sleep 7 or 8 hours.
Okay, so if you sleep more than 8 hours, probably you get a headache.
Yeah, and I get a really bad mood the whole day.
Okay, yeah. And for some people or for everybody, the contrary usually happens. So that is, if you undersleep, then you also can feel a headache, get a headache, or feel not energetic. Yes. What about the others? Here, for example, do you usually have sleepless nights? You see this suffix less to mean sleepless nights, insomnia. Yes, insomnia. Yes. And then sleepless nights. Do you usually have sleepless nights? What about the others? What do you think? Tito, do you want to participate?
Yes, teacher. Excuse me again, please, the question.
Yeah, these questions that are here. This last one. Do you usually have sleepless nights, insomnia?
Yes, teacher. In my case is the problem, but
Yeah.
it's the very easy to get up or wake up. It's necessary the prepare the space for the
For
sleep.
having a relaxing night.
Yeah, my mind is the connect with the activities the day. My mind no. In this in my case, my mind is the thinking about the activities the day is the grand problem.
Yeah, so it's difficult for you to get your mind off. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to do some exercises to. So this talk is about this. Let's continue with the other question from the other. Okay. So considering what we were talking, how well do you sleep? I want others to participate.
Teacher,
Okay.
excuse me.
Yes.
The early awakening is the expression that is the complement the insomnia. Yeah.
Not necessarily. Probably you slept, for example, last night you slept continuously. You got a very latency, sleep latency and duration. But let's say that you slept for about 6 hours and it is 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and it's like your biological clock and you usually get up at that time. Yes. So you are you get an early awakening. Because probably you are that what is called an early bird. If you consider that is a person that gets up usually very early. Yes, early awakening. Do I myself clear enough? Tito, is it clear enough?
Yes, teacher. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me give you some tips for better sleep. So there are some tips for better sleep. As Tito says, it's important to have certain routine. Daniela, can you read aloud about these tips for better sleep?
Which Daniela, teacher?
Excuse me. Daniela, I see Daniela Fernandez or Daniela Milena. Who wants to participate? O Luz Adriana, Lorena, Harry, Angie. Hello.
Me.
Who? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, regimen of day. Phone silence mode. Exercise
regularly. Okay, stop. Okay. Okay, sorry, continue. Take a bath.
Take a bath. Mix honey. Cool temperature. Limit alcohol.
Temperature.
Cool temperature.
Temperature. Sorry.
Okay, teacher, thank you. Limit alcohol, relaxing music, and every walk.
Evening walk. Evening walk. Evening walk. Evening walk. Sorry, let me show you in another presentation here and here. Read a book.
Turn off the lights. Drink herbal Herbal tea.
Tea, okay. Do you have some of these practices? Are you used to some of these practices?
Yes, teacher, a little.
For
For
example?
example, I practice a regimen of day, and schedule, exercise regularity.
What do you do? What do you exercise?
Walking.
Okay, you take a walk. You go walking. Important.
Phone silence mode is very important because if you don't mode silence the phone, all the moment write the cell phone.
Of course, you are interrupted. Your sleep is interrupted. Of course.
And read a book is very way to sleep because if you read before you want to rest or you want to go a nap, you probably reach a good dream. It's a way to you can sleep more fast.
So you mean that if you read a book, you can get you can fall asleep faster? Is what you mean?
Teacher.
I think that depends on the book. Yes. Of course, each one has their own interests, of course, but if you read a very heavy content book, it's not appropriate. But literature, short stories, poetry, I don't know. It depends on each one, of course. Okay, thank you. Let's see, Brandon.
Hello, teacher. You hear me?
Hello. Yeah.
Okay. For example, teacher, I regularly exercise before to lead because for me it's very important. For example,
so you say, sorry, my dear Brandon, you say exercising is very important before sleeping or before going to bed, okay. After before is a preposition, after before use the other verb with ing. Continue, please.
Okay, but excuse me, teacher. After or before?
After. When you say it's very important to exercise before going to bed, is what you said.
Okay. Yes. That.
Okay, go ahead.
For example, I exercise 5 times a week, maybe.
Yeah. 5 times.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes. So I always live with a baby. And also I relaxing with music.
That's right. Good.
Classic.
Classic music or something like that?
No, maybe it's how it's like it's slow music.
Slow, yeah. Exercising before going to bed is good, but I don't recommend exercising too late.
Yes.
If you exercise too late, you get bed very energetic, and that energy doesn't let you to sleep. Yes. Okay, Lorena, what do you think?
Additionally, I think you cannot sleep during the day. Actually, I fell asleep a minute ago, and I always procure.
I always what, my dear?
How did you say procurar?
Try.
I always try to do not don't do that.
I try to avoid
sleeping
what?
during the day.
Okay. Yes, I also avoid that. Yes. Good.
Teacher,
yes, tell me.
I would like to tell you other thing about the sleep.
Tell me.
I think that The sleep is the secret of the eternal youngest.
Oh, the eternal youth. Youth.
Yeah,
Okay.
young.
Youth.
Because some cases you can appreciate the faces of the people who through the life have the people have a good time to rest, a good
Yes.
time to sleep, and it is so very important for the for your health too.
Yes.
No, teacher, it
I
was
think
all.
so. Yes, I think so, Nelly. Sorry, Mary. Nelly. Nelly wants to read aloud the this again. Go ahead, Nelly.
Thank you. The first is regimen of day.
Regimen.
Regimen of day. Second, phone silent mode.
Mode.
The third is exercise regularly.
Regularly.
The fourth is take a bath.
Bath.
5, milk and honey.
Do you usually drink like milk and honey for getting a good sleep? Do you usually do it?
Yes, but hardly ever.
Okay.
When I am with a grip,
flu.
I do it.
When you get a cough.
Yes.
Okay. And drink herbal tea is also useful. For example, chamomile is what is called manzanilla, chamomile. Yes.
Of course, yeah. The 6 is cold temperature. The 7 temperature. The 7 is limit alcohol. The 8 is relaxing music. 9 is even walk.
Taking an evening walk is important, yes, before going to bed.
Yeah.
But not too late, as I told you before.
The 10 is read a book.
Read.
11, turn off the lights.
Turn off the lights.
And 12, drink herbal tea.
Drink. Okay.
Drink. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I
good.
think that take a bath when I am going to hot hot I forget that word.
What do you mean?
How do you say tierra in English?
But that depends.
Earth.
Earth, but it's like the planet. Do you mean soil? Do you mean what? The earth?
When I am going to hot earth. Yeah.
When you are in
it's very important to take a bath before
when you
going
live
to sleep.
Under high temperatures, yes?
Yeah.
In a warm region, for example.
It's very important for me, for example.
Of course. Very good. Thank you, Nelly. So before advancing to another slide, do you want to say something? Daniela, Luz Adriana,
Yes,
Peter?
teacher, I'd like to.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, for better sleep, I try to put already stuff to next day. And frequently I exercising, but not only before the sleep. It's more for my health.
Good. It's important to keep a good balance. So of course that helps you to sleep well as well. Good as well. Okay. Any comments before advancing to another slide, or do you want me to go ahead?
Teacher.
Yes.
Yes. Hi everyone. I had to say that it's very important for a good sleep or good night. Your bedroom is located in a quiet place in the house because sometimes when you live in a main street, it's very difficult have a good sleep because the noisy every or all the night is very complicated for a good drink, you know. I think it's very important a quiet place.
Quiet and dark place, I guess.
Yes, quiet
Yes.
and dark place. Yes,
That is
this is
important.
my
Yeah. Good.
my opinion.
Okay. Thank you, Daniela. Any other comment?
Can I,
Teacher.
teacher?
Yes. Go
Teacher.
ahead. The girl and then the guy. Tell me.
Okay, thanks. Well, I just wanted to say something about turning off the lights. So, something that helps me have a good night of sleep is to have thick curtains. So right now I have like dark brown curtains, and
Oh,
they
good.
block the sunlight. Before I didn't have any, so I only had like blinds, and they didn't block the sunlight at all. And I
Okay.
noticed
Then
that
you put
when I
brown
didn't have
curtains.
any, yeah, so when I didn't have any curtains that blocked like actually the light, I had a really bad night of sleep. So that has helped me a lot
Okay,
to sleep
great.
very well.
Yes. I think that
To
is
me,
important. Some people use eye cover because anyways there is certain light that enters the room. So
right.
I usually I am used to that too. Okay. Thank you. Tito, or
Teacher.
who yes, tell me.
Yeah, yeah. One advice that I give you and what I do is that at least 1 hour before I go to bed, I stop seeing the cell phone screen
Oh, important.
because yeah, time ago I read a scientific article about some scientifics that were investigating the tips for better sleeping, and they said that the cell phone screen is a blue light display, and this kind of light, this special light from cell phones, televisions, computers, they according to their study, this kind of light affects our brains and make it harder to get into a relaxing mode.
Very important
So
advice.
it's a good advice. And I have been implementing this advice since the time I read that, and it's working very well
It's
for me.
working. Okay, great. So
Yeah.
I try to do the same, yes, and I wanted to do the same because we need to get a good sleep. It's important for our health. So
Teacher,
yes, tell
sorry,
me.
could you
Yes,
repeat that, please? The
repeat what?
summary of the classmate.
Oh yeah, he says that to turn on lights and to put our phone in the silent mode, even 1 hour before. Do you say that?
Yeah,
Or
that's
more?
a recommendation.
It's a
1 hour.
recommendation. Is because scientifically it's recommended because that device has certain impact in our brain. Yes, and that let us not sleep well. But if you want to complement, please to tell her about what you said, about your advice.
Yeah, stopping the watching television, cell phones, screens, because this particular light of cell phones affects our brain.
That's right. Okay. Is it okay? Well,
Yes, teacher, thank you.
okay, you're welcome. Let me
I have
continue.
other
Yes.
advice.
Yes, tell me.
Is to don't eat at least 1 hour before go to the bed, because
That's right.
eating something energized you again, and it could be more difficult to get sleep if you are energized.
That's right. You are energized. Yes, energized. You're right. Yes. Avoid eating, especially heavy food, before going to bed. Yes. Try. My last meal is about 7 p.m. and it's just a cup of oatmeal, avena, oatmeal. Yes. But of course, some people, especially you that you are very young, you need to eat more. But anyways, try to avoid doing it before going to bed. So as our classmate mentioned. And Natalia or someone says that it's important to have some breathing exercises. Yes, to breathe deeply, like yoga. Yes, some breathing exercises are also suggestible. So
or try to make meditation before sleep. It's very good.
That's very good. Yes. So let's go to another part of the presentation, because unhealthy sleep habits could lead to mental. Can you read, please, Luz Adriana, Daniela, or anybody else? Unhealthy sleep habits could lead to
Unhealthy sleep habits could lead to mental impairments, increased depression, anxiety, aggression. Anxiety, thank you, teacher.
Anxiety, también puede ser anxiety.
Aggression, low enthusiasm for daytime activities, mood disorder, sleepiness.
That's right. Sleepiness, that is the contrary of sleeplessness. Sleeplessness, that is like insomnia, is the contrary of sleepiness, because you don't sleep well during the night, and next day, during the day, you feel certain sleepiness. You feel sleepy, right? So that can lead to that, and in that way, we cannot work well. So among the advice that you gave us, you have also this one. Yes, this is who wants to read? Ariel, Jamie, Constanza.
Professor, could you please zoom in a little bit this picture?
Yeah. There.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah. Yes, ask me.
Could you send us the slides?
Could you, sorry, what?
Send us the slides.
Yeah. At the end, so I will give you my email account, and you will write to me, and I will share this Padlet with you. And you can continue participating, writing, recording your voice in order to express any comment. And I will check it in order to answer your comments or your participation. Is it okay?
Yes, teacher, thank you.
So can you read, please? So it's
Yes,
like a summary of the advice.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Go down to bed. I mean, all those items?
Yes.
The list?
Yes, the items.
All right. Go down to bed. What time is bedtime? Keep it the same each night. 6 hours before, no caffeine or cigarettes. 4 hours before, no more alcohol. 2 hours before, no more exercise. 1 hour before, no more fluids, no more work. Oh, that's very difficult.
Yeah, that's right.
Even when you try to sleep and you start to think about your the things that you have to do
next day.
All right.
Yes.
Start wind down. I don't know what's that.
It is a colloquialism that means put on pajamas, prepare for the next day.
Oh, that's informal way. Start wind down. All right. 30 minutes before.
Yeah.
Read, listen to music, breathing, meditation, progressive muscle relax. And finally, bedtime. I use the most. This is very simple.
Thermostat.
I use thermostat at 6874 degrees. Use
that must be Fahrenheit. Yes.
Yeah, Fahrenheit. Use fan to help feel cool. Lights out, TV off. Use eye covers to keep the room black. Cover LED displays.
Yeah, it's a summary of whatever you mentioned before, right? Okay, let's continue. Now we're going to have let's continue. Now, let's talk about your most recurring dream. What is your most recurring dream? Who wants to participate? Can you narrate shortly, briefly, about your most recurring dream? So now we're not going to speak about sleep, but those kind of fantasies, for example, like these ones, let me show you. Yeah. While we are sleeping, we open the space for mystery. We can have sweet dreams, like fantasies, for example. This man who is sleeping seems to be dreaming of some flying horses, and in a nice night with a full moon. It's a nice dream. Yes, sweet dream, nice dream, good dream. But sometimes we have not those sweet, nice dreams, but we have like nightmares, bad dreams. And as you see this woman who is lying down in a not good position, she seems to be sleeping and dreaming about some monsters sitting down on her belly, right? So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what's your most recurring dream?
Teacher, I think that
Yes.
when a person see or a people see a lot of things that they feel very impact, probably people dreams about it in some
People
case.
dream about what?
About the things
About
that they see and they feel impact
okay.
in the moment of your life. For
Yes.
example, if in this moment I am seeing a movie with a high level of misery or scary or other things, perhaps in the night I probably dreams about it or about other similar.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, you probably you are impacted by something that you lived during the day, and then that is replicated during the night while you are sleeping, and you dream of that. Is one of the reasons we dream of certain things. You're right. Any other comments? Let's say Nelly, Lorena, or Natalia.
Yes, I
Go
have
ahead.
a comment based
Yes.
on an investigation.
Yes.
That
You say sorry, based on.
based
Okay.
on investigation, and that shows that the human brain dreams all the days. Only that there are days that we don't or we can't remember that we dream, yeah. And it's all.
So what you mean is that according to some scientific reports, we usually dream, or we always dream, but
yes,
we don't
all the days.
remember. But we don't remember. So you say that we dream every night or every moment we are sleeping, but we don't
Exactly.
remember. Okay. Well, what happens is that we cannot remember everything that we dreamed of. Okay, good. Nicholas, what do you want to say?
Hi, teacher.
Hi.
Well, I think the most frequently dream we have is the one where our teeth fall down of our mouth.
Again, sorry?
The most frequently dream we have is the one where our teeth fell down of our mouth. We lost our teeth in the dream.
We lost
the
what?
The teeth in the dream. I think that is the most
we
common.
lose the track. We lose the
teeth.
The ladrón, the thief.
no,
The
the
teeth.
teeth. No,
The
the
mouth.
teeth. Yes, yes,
The
the
teeth in
mouth.
the
Yeah, I got it. Sorry.
Is it
Yeah,
the most?
yeah,
Okay.
it's a very recurring dream. Yes, and
Yeah.
so you dream of losing your teeth. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the most frequently dream. I guess
Have
we
you
have
associated that dream
dream.
with any feeling? Have you associated that dream with any feeling or with any circumstance?
Some people that says the dream has a meaning say that it means the death when you lose your teeth. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't believe in that.
You don't believe that? Okay, so the interpretation of dreams.
Of the dreams, yeah.
Let's talk about it. Yes, good. Miguel said that he remembers he had a dream when he was 22. How old are you now, Miguel? He said,
teacher,
I just remember a couple
meant
of dreams on my 22 years old. So how old are you now?
Yeah, I'm 22, but I remember that I meant that I only remember two dreams during my
what were
whole
they
life.
about?
The first I remember was with my mom, and this was a very strange dream, but it became in a nightmare because I lost my mom, and I thought that I won't reach her again. So I woke up very agitado, very scared. And the second dream I remember it was about the end of the world of the Earth. It was a asteroid going to impact the Earth, and I was in the beach, and I saw this asteroid that eclipsed the sun, and I knew that it was the end of the world.
So you remember those dreams because they impact you very much.
Yes.
That's why. Good. Natalia, what do you want to say?
Yes, teacher, before leaving, I would like to say something more. First, that I disagree totally with no drinking something before 1 hour. I have to drink something before go to sleep, or I feel that I'm going to wake up at midnight. So thirsty.
So
And
because you are thirsty.
yeah. One time I read that dreams are the expression of the subconscious.
Yeah.
And it means our most deepest fears and feelings. And about my most recurrent dream, well, I usually don't remember what I dream, but the most common is it's with people that were in my life and they aren't right now. It's a really sad thing. And sometimes even I wake up crying without wanting. I don't know why, but okay.
So you say that the dreams are related to our deepest fears, and Freud states that, but also he refers to fulfilled wishes. So that means that during that dream, you fulfilled your fear. Yes, not your wish, but your fear. And related to drinking water before going to bed, because otherwise you will feel thirsty and that will make you wake up. Is that what you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, referring to that, he mentions in his book that he dreamed of drinking water in order to fulfill that wish. And so he didn't wake up because he was dreaming of that. So he fulfilled his wish. So those are like strategies, psychologically or psychiatrically, there are some advice in order to, or some treatment in order to help some people who can hardly sleep. Yes. So I don't see the hands. Can you see me, please? Who was
Teacher, I've been
wait?
waiting for
Yes.
a time to say something.
Okay.
Well, in my personal opinion, I think people commonly dream what they already lived. And on the other hand, in my case, frequently I dream with famous actor. His name is Freddie Highmore. I don't know if you know him, but frequently he appears in my dreams and we have a nice conversation. It's very common.
Yeah. That's nice. It's a nice dream, no?
Teacher, I don't understand.
Can you repeat, please? My dear, who were speaking? Sorry, I cannot manage all.
What is the person of his dream?
Okay, Daniela was speaking. No, Daniela is speaking. Who was speaking before?
Me, teacher. I have a question. What was the person that Daniela said that she
Okay. He's an actor. His name is Freddie Highmore.
And you slept of him. You dream of him. Sorry.
Yes, a lot.
an actor.
And you said that you kept or you keep a conversation.
Exactly.
Conversation. Yes. Yes. Does
This
that
actor
answer?
lives or died, or he's died.
Is alive?
No, he's
still alive.
Exactly. He's still alive.
Okay. And is that person someone you admire?
Yes, a lot. He's very talentoso, no sé. Talented. He's very talented.
So it is associated with a daydream. So it's not only your night dream, but also your daydream. Yes. So Jada Lisette, would you like to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I don't remember where, but I read that we just, about our dreams, we just remember the last 5 minutes before waking up. I mean, have a dream, you just remember those last 5 minutes before you're waking up.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It is very common. You said no, that's not possible because I dreamed a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, and you feel that was like 4 hours, 3 hours. But I read in some article, and that was well the assessment in that article was like, no, you just remember 5 minutes.
Okay, yes, it is what it says in that article that you just remember 5 minutes before waking. But you say that you remember that you dream of many things, so you see that it is not possible to have dreamed of all those things just during 5 minutes. But let me tell you something that I experienced when I try to remember my dreams. And I wrote something. It is in Spanish, but it's short. I'm going to read it aloud because the time perception is also very different. When we sleep, the time perception is very, very different. In fact, sometimes you see or you feel something in your dream just some seconds before it happens in your reality. For example, someone is approaching your door and that person is going to knock on your door, and you in your dream listen to that person knocking on your door, and you wake up, and then 1 minute after the person is knocking at your door. That has happened. Hasn't that happened to you?
Not to me, like,
No.
yeah, no.
No.
It
Okay.
must, I guess, well, sometimes I'm not sure. Maybe it could be a kind of deja vu, and sometimes you get confused. You start to think, I don't know if I dreamed about this or if this is a deja vu.
Okay, that's right. Let me read aloud. It's short, it's in Spanish, in order to tell you about that perception of time we have during our dreams. Me hundo bajo mis párpados que se pliegan al alma con el peso del sueño. Me muero tras la cortina de niebla, desde donde mi voz inaudible musita su llamado. El tiempo es denso, a paso obtuso. Abro camino entre su tic-tac ineluctable y de repente ya se ha ido, raudo como el rayo, dejando su crin ondeante al viento. That was a sensation I experienced after a dream because I perceived a very different sensation related to time. Time is different, of course. Okay, Daniela or Brandon, what do you want to say?
Teacher,
Yes?
excuse me.
Yes?
I read something about Lisette we're talking about.
Yes.
We feel that our dreams are very long, but really we only solo soñamos. We only dream.
We just dream for
5 minutes before to wake up.
Before
But
waking up. Before
that
waking up. Okay,
Teacher,
good.
it's very important for me every day before dream visually imagine positively another day and day. It's very important after sleep.
After, it's very important. Can you say that again? It's very important what?
Visually imagine. Imagine a picture, positively, the relax, and also listen music relax.
Okay, what you mean is that is what you do before sleeping.
Yes.
Watching a nice picture, a nice image, something relaxing, and listening to music. That's good. Very important. That's a good practice. Okay. Before.
Professor.
Yes, tell me.
Just I think something that you said about the time when we are dreaming. I don't know if you have experienced, any of you, that you want to wake up and you can't. Or maybe you think that you are awake, and when you realize you're still dreaming. And you wake up again into a dream. And that's like,
yeah, that happened.
Going
Like
to
a continuation. I can hear you. Can you say that again?
Yes, that because you feel that something is very weird about the time. I mean, you think I'm awake, and you see something that is very weird, and that is weird because of the time, because things are very strange. So and you no, I'm continue sleeping, so I'm going to wake up and turn, and you and you like you force you force your body. I'm going to wake up, and again you're asleep.
Okay. Yes, it's funny and it's nice. It's
Excuse me.
a good sensation of another reality. Tell me.
Teacher, I don't know who was speaking, but that is related to law of attraction, that of imagine nice images. No sé quién lo dijo.
Lisette.
That is related to law of attraction.
Okay.
I don't understand. Law of attraction?
Ley de atracción.
Attraction.
Law of attraction.
You say.
But I don't. I guess that's a different concept. I'm thinking about law of attraction is something that you desire real life, and you get it.
Yeah.
I was talking about imagine that you are dreaming. Yeah, you're dreaming.
Yeah.
And then you think that you wake up. Yes, but it is not. When you realize you're still dreaming, you are in another dream, and you say, "Oh, come on! So I'm going to wake up now," and you cannot.
You cannot. Yes.
You cannot wake up.
Like Borges said, a dream of a dream.
But
A dream
I
of
don't
a
know
dream.
if was you who talk about that. I think was another person.
Maybe,
That-
but I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Okay, you mean that the woman who were speaking about her dream of an actor?
I could be. Yeah, sorry, might be.
Might be. Okay, let me read aloud this by Borges, Jorge Luis Borges, because he wrote a lot about dreams, fantasy, and so on. He says, you have wakened not out of sleep, but into a prior dream. It's similar to what you were mentioning, right? You have just mentioned. You explained before. You have wakened not out of sleep, but into a prior dream. And that dream lies within another, and so on, to infinity.
Yeah, that one.
That was, which is the number of grains of sand. The path that you are to take is endless, and you will die before you have truly awakened.
Teacher, but I'm not sure about this poem of Jorge Luis Borges because I think that he mentioned is that sleep is confused with life. It's
Yeah.
difficult to differentiate a dream and
From
life,
reality.
or from reality. Okay.
Yeah.
And Lisette said
Mhm.
another thing. I think
Yes.
is a dream. How do you say dentro?
Within or inside?
Within or inside another dream.
Mhm.
Borges, I think
Yes.
that is different because when you wake up, how do you or how see do you are no sure about this reality or dream? How can you differentiate these two things,
Yeah.
reality and dreams?
Yeah. So is the interpretation, or you interpret it in that way? So it's like a complex uh, relation between reality and dreams. But probably there are other interpretations. For example, when he says you have awakened not out of sleep, but into a prior dream. So it's like you feel you awakened, but you are not really awakened. You are still in another dream, like a net, like a intricated net. And so that dream lies within another, and so on. This dreams of a dream that dreams of another dream, and so on. Like a net, yes?
Okay,
Because
yes.
it could be, yes, but it's a matter of interpretation, yes? So based on when we sleep and when we dream, there are 4 stages of sleep. Can you please read aloud? You who are speaking, who was? Let me read what Miguel said. A fun fact I read about our brain. All the faces that you have ever seen on your dreams, you have already seen them in the real life. That is because our brain is not capable to create new faces. Oh, that's interesting. That is something that Miguel wrote. Yes, can you read? Sorry, because probably you feel I am a little in a hurry, but I see the time and I want to cover the rest of the presentation and the discussion. Can you read aloud, please? The 4 stages of sleep? Yes, please.
Okay, and REM stage 1, transition period between wakefulness and sleep, lasts around 5 to 10 minutes. And
So it
REM
is
is
when we just fall asleep. So probably it lasts that time. For some people, it takes more time, but it is like the average. Yes, go ahead, continue.
Okay, and REM stage 2, body temperature drops and heart rate begins to slow. Brains begins to produce sleep spindles.
Spindles.
Spindles. This word is means what, teacher? Spindless.
Right now I forget it, but I think that is like moments sleeps that somehow is interrupted, but I'm not sure. Sorry, let me see later.
I think that spine is this our spine in the back
No.
for for
Spine,
for
spineless.
stop the movement of the body.
Sleep spineless.
I think I don't
Sorry,
know.
I forgot. I have to check in the dictionary, but let's read,
Okay.
and probably some of you, other participant can look up in the dictionary and tell us, please. Okay, continue reading.
Okay, and last approximately 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Then is in REM stage 3. Muscles relax, blood pressure and breathing rate drop. Deepest, deepest sleep occurs.
Mhm.
This is stage 3, and the final stage is REM sleep.
Mhm.
Brain becomes more active, body becomes relaxed and immobilized.
Immobilized.
Immobilized. Dreams occur. Eyes move rapidly.
Mhm.
Rapidly.
People say that when we move our eyes rapidly is when we are in our deepest stage of sleep. Mhm. Okay,
Daniela,
Daniela.
Daniela, Daniela, write in the chat the the definition of spineless.
Thank you. Are bursts of neural oscillatory activity that are generated by interplay of the thalamic, but the definition is more complex than the
Yeah,
concept.
yeah.
That the
I
word.
tasted it, but I didn't understand what it said. So I wrote down the definition in Spanish, but I still don't get
Okay,
it.
let me see. And someone can explain, please, sleep frequency range of. So it means that it's not so deep it is in the third stage. For the reason is that I said is like the sleep is with certain interruption. Any medicine student here? Okay, dear. Well, and now, according to Freud, can you please read aloud? Who wants to read aloud? Let's see, someone who has not participated. Ariel. Oh, but sorry, before, because I see that some people are leaving because they have other commitments. Let me write down my email, and you will write to me if you want me to share this presentation with you, this Padlet, so you can continue sharing your ideas. It could be by writing or by means of an audio record. And I will check it also in order to have a kind of interaction. That is my email account. So if you want me to share it, you just send to me a mail, right? Okay. Freud says dreams are not meaningless. They are not absurd. They do not imply that one portion of our store of ideas is asleep while another portion is beginning to wake. On the contrary, they are physical phenomena of complete validity, fulfillments of wishes. They can be inserted into the chain of intelligible waking mental acts. They are constructed by a highly complicated activity of the mind. So as I told you before, they are fulfillments of wishes. But then in his article, he also mentions fulfilled fears, as some of you mentioned. So in order to finish, we're going to read these quotes. We're going to talk a little more about sleep and sleeplessness, that is insomnia, dreams and nightmares. Yes? And so let's read this quote. Go ahead, Miguel, for example, or Cesar. Cesar, can you read aloud?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I can read. Okay, I love sleep. My life has the tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know?
Okay. How do you interpret this message? So does this person the person who wrote this, prefer to be awake or to be asleep?
The person to be asleep.
Prefer to be asleep. For that person, reality is kind of hard, right? Because that person, my life has the tendency to fall apart. Fall apart means desmoronarse, yes? When I am awake, you know? So some people would like to live continuously in a sort of fantasy like our dreams provide. But sometimes we have not sweet dreams, good dreams, but nightmares. In that case, it will be different. For example, it could be for, let's say, for example, for this. Can you read aloud, Cesar?
Yes, a lot. Okay, sleep is
Yes.
not on good terms with broken hearts.
It's not on good terms with broken hearts. If you are in love, I guess that many of you are in love, and of course, love relationships bring conflicts. Yes.
Okay.
So not all the time you are in good manners with your companion, with your partner, and when you are affected by love, you cannot sleep. And if you can, probably you get some nightmares or a bad sleep. Yes.
Yes.
So, any comment about it?
Yes, in effect, a relationship can disrupt sleep when there is rupture, for example.
When you broke up, you break
Uh-huh.
up, when yes, when there is a problem, conflict between the couple. Yes.
Yes, teacher. The relationships emotionally uh, is the most, the emotional is the hardest.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So there is another quote. Diana, can you read it aloud? Or Erwin, can you read aloud? Are you there, please?
After midnight is when we often remember the things we try our hardest to forget.
We try our hardest to forget. So that means if you are sleepless, if you suffer insomnia, and you are awaken after midnight, so you know that your mind starts or continues working so hard, bringing to your mind many things, many thoughts, and then that is when you remember the things you try your hardest to forget. Yes, so suddenly some things come to our mind to remember, and that is why I wanted to read. Sorry, I don't forget. I forget where I have it. So no, let's continue with this question, please. Who wants to participate? What do you do when you can't fall asleep? Yes.
I usually go to the kitchen and heat some milk and I drink it because it helps me a lot.
So it works.
Yes.
What else? Who else can say something?
I never have problems to fall asleep.
Oh, you're lucky, lucky woman. That's great.
Maybe it happens when I plan to travel in the next day, but because the expectancy on that travel, and
Yeah.
in that moment I try to don't think
About it.
about it, but it doesn't work.
Yeah,
It
you
didn't
feel
work.
so anxious, yes, because you're going to
Yes,
travel.
yes.
Yeah,
Oh my,
like a child.
yes, yes. It's the only time when I don't get fall asleep. In the other times in
You
my bed,
you
I
easily asleep.
get it easily.
Okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else opinion?
Yes, me.
Yes.
Sometimes when I can sleep, I read some book or comic. I prefer comics and especially fantasy because they help um, they help with the dream because I don't know. I think the fantasy is very good for a good dream. Sometimes I prepare a cut out tea. I don't know. Sometimes I use my cell phone, and I don't recommend this last
Of
part
course, no.
because it's very bad. And especially when you start to watch reads on Instagram. But sometimes I prefer read. I prefer read a good book or comic. It's very relaxing for me and help me had a good dreams all the
Okay.
night.
Okay. Okay. So related to insomnia and sleeplessness, let me show you this. My nights are for overthinking. My mornings are for oversleeping. My nights are for overthinking. My mornings are for oversleeping. Is I think written by someone who uh, prefers is to stay awake during the night and to sleep during the day. So they have a different schedule from the regular people. So what I mean from most people, yes. And that happens. Some people prefer, they are like that night bird, like the owl, como el búho, yes. So insomnia is, I think, is very terrible. It's something that is not desirable for anybody. I don't wish anybody to suffer from insomnia. But I am looking for something. I don't know where is it. Here, probably. Okay, let's read this another quote. Can you please read aloud, Miguel?
Yes. What would what would an ocean be without a monster lurking in the dark?
Lurking.
If if would be like sleep without dreams.
And this was written by Herzog, who is a director. So it is a person who has more obscure thoughts about dreams. But because fantasy, monsters make part of fantasy, and for him, what an ocean without a monster lurking in the dark, so like wandering in the dark, inhabiting the dark, it is like sleep without dreams. So something belongs to the other inherently. And this is another. Can you please, Daniela, read it aloud?
Sleep those little slices of death, how I loathe them.
Sleep those little slices of death. How I love them. What does loathe mean?
To hate.
I have
That's
no
right.
idea.
Hate, the contrary of love. So, according to the author Edgar Allan Poe, have you read Edgar Allan Poe? Any of his books? Scaring Tales? Have you? Hi guys. Have you
Not
read
yet, not
any
yet,
of?
teacher.
Huh?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I recommend you to. I suggest you to read them because in English and those short tales, scary tales, horror tales.
He's the is he
Edgar
the
Allan.
author of the Crow?
Yeah, and the
Oh,
Black
okay.
Cat, the Black Cat,
I think
the
that I
Max, the
read
Max of
the
the
Crow.
Red Death.
Okay.
And he was very sensitive, and his writings are full of mystery and profound thoughts. So it seems that he didn't love sleep. Yeah, for him, sleep was like death, and for that reason is that I call sleep and forgetfulness, because for me to sleep is like a brief death. It's a time for me to forget many things. However, sometimes my dreams bring certain nightmares. For example, lastly, with this current situation, what is going on in our social uh, world, in our country. When I think of what is going on in the streets every day, I cannot take this apart from my mind. And then I want to sleep, to fall asleep in order to forget. Sometimes I can do it. And then next day I wake up kind of refreshed in order to restart or to start a new day and feel better. But sometimes nightmares visit me, and those nightmares are very similar to reality. And so we think, what is the real nightmare? When does nightmare takes place? Take place during the day or during the night? So for that reason, I considered these two concepts together, sleep and forgetfulness. But also because I remember that I was very young and I had a companion. And I remember that we had a very hard, thank you, Adriana. It was a very hard situation with my partner. During the night, we didn't sleep because we had a sort of a conflict, a hard conflict. We mistreated each other. And then finally we fell asleep. And when I wake up, I will write again my email, elsa.restrepo arroba uda.edu.co. It's again there. Okay. When I woke up, even though last night was a nightmare, so what we lived together was terrible, when I woke up, I couldn't remember anything. I couldn't remember anything. My mind was like uh, off, yes. And then I wonder, what should I forget? What should I remember? What can't we forget? What we have to remember? Uh, what do you think? Just to finish.
This is a deep uh, thought and
Yes.
very difficult issue.
A very difficult issue.
Yes,
um,
because I think that we forget because it's healthy in some way,
yeah,
because many thoughts in your mind or very difficult thoughts cause how do you say, anguish.
anguish.
and and the human beings try to avoid anguish
That's
because
right.
it's the more difficult um, sentiment or
Yes.
affect
Feeling or sentiment. Yes.
or feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to avoid the reality, of course, when that hurts us, when that reality hurts us. But we have to face it as well. And for keeping a healthy mind, we have to decide what to forget and what to remember. Something that we cannot forget is history, for example. Yes, and to understand how things are going on depends on how things went on before, and we cannot get that part up those parts apart. And then but we have to remember nice things as well, as you try to do before going to sleep. You try to see nice images, read something nice, listen to nice music, because that is like fuel for our soul, like food for our soul. So we have to try to keep a balance. And forgetfulness is also related to forgiveness. You mean perdón, yes? But
Yeah.
to what extent we can forgive if you have not completely forgotten? Um, and sometimes we cannot forgive. For example, when someone mistreats you, someone hurts you repeatedly, of course, if it is once, okay, you talk, and then you get an agreement and you forgive. But if that is repeated, again, that person hurts you, mistreats you, and then again asks for your forgiveness, and then you forgive that person, and again that person mistreats you and hurts you. That is a vice. So you cannot forget some things when they are mean for you, because you have to make a decision. Probably you will forget it once you make a decision. Another thing is that when you have certain resentimiento on someone or about someone or because of someone, try to retrieve in your mind, in your past, in your feelings, to what extent who you don't or who you can't forgive is yourself. First, you have to forgive yourself, because related to that event I told you, once I understood you are so resentful, resentida, because you don't admit that you have let that person to do that damage to you. So you don't forgive yourself. So initially you have to forgive yourself. My dear, just to finish, and another concept related to another concept is daydreaming. I want you to daydream. I want you to daydream to to get your dreams come true. Dream, daydream. Project your life for your best, for being better each day. That's my last advice. Uh, Keep your dreams alive and work for them. Here is another chart of expressions I will share with you as well, but time is over. And then thank you, Miguel. So I will, I don't know if you answer the questionnaire that our mm, teacher told us to fill. Do you? We have just now 14 participants. Any question before? Yes, tell me.
Teacher,
Yes.
how do you say, a survey
Survey, yes,
for
survey,
us.
questionnaire, survey. What is the question?
Um, do you send us a survey for?
No, sorry.
No.
So I thought that Javier was going to do it, but I don't see Javier is here.
Okay.
Javier, are
Okay.
you here? No, Javier is not
Because
here.
it's frequently send us the multilingual send us a survey
Yeah.
for.
Okay, before, so just for the before saying bye, just comment on the session. Any suggestion? What do you think about this session? I see that there were kind of few participants. Here is the link.
Okay, thanks.
Here is the link.
It
Yes.
was very good session. Thank you, teacher.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Any
Teacher,
suggestion? Yes.
I would
Tell me.
like to say something about the session, and I have a question.
Yes.
So about the session, I really liked it. That exceeded my expectations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, teacher. I really liked that you included quotes of authors,
Uh-huh.
filmmakers. That made it really interesting to me. So
Uh-huh.
thanks a lot. And I have a question. How often do you hold these sessions?
How often? Okay. The sessions are about every 2 weeks, but now we will have a rest for vacation, so we will come back on August. In August, sorry.
No,
But
okay.
it is about every 15, every 2 weeks. About yes. But it is not just me. Of course, there are several teachers in charge of them. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Teacher, thanks for your time. I
Thank
hope you
you.
have a good rest of day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
teacher.
participation. Any suggestion, any comment for getting these sessions better?
All was perfect, teacher. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
When
teacher.
want to be the next?
Excuse me?
When going
Is
to be the next?
in August, sorry, after vacation.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes.
What
So
day
here,
approximately, teacher? In
no,
August.
no sure now. I'm not sure, but I think that Javier, the coordinator of plurilingualism, this program, will let you know. Yes. Yes.
Teacher, I have a question. Javier
Tell me.
is the same coordinator to the Suelta la Lengua program.
I am not sure. I think so because he has participated in many of these kinds of events. I think so, but I'm not sure.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
For nothing. Any other question? Any suggestion? Okay, please fill the questionnaire with your appreciation, your opinion about this session and the others, if it is the case. Thank you again and have a good evening. Enjoy your time.
Thank you,
teacher.
teacher. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Thank you to you, teacher, for your time. It was really good.
Thank
And
you.
I have a good one.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Take care, please. And sleep well. Fantasies. To enjoy life because reality sometimes is very hard. Bye-bye. Cesar, bye. Thank you for your participation. Miguel, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher. A very good session.
Oh, thank you.
Very good rest of the day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It makes me happy. Bye-bye. Bye, Miguel. Do you have something to tell me? Okay, bye-bye.